Here we are again. Happy New Year, Taylor. How are you?
Happy New Year. I'm great. How are you today?
Oh, very well. I'm just can't wait to go back to ski. We're doing some night
Yes.
skiing tonight, so this is
It's
great.
it's the most beautiful. I had not thought about night skiing since you posted your pictures and when we would go as a child, and I was just like, oh, it's so lovely.
Yes, and we're fortunate up here that, half an hour from the house, there's a nice ski hill, and I have
Right.
seasons pass. It's very affordable, and it's just a family-friendly kind of place. Now, it's not a massive, like this is not, if you're used to like big skiing,
Yeah.
this is a hill, not a mountain.
Right. But
But
see,
it's
it's
still
pretty at
fun.
night. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
because it's half an
I,
hour from the house. So I
right.
get to
And
go.
I don't need a big mountain. I just need a little baby hill, Gravity is
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done all my crazy stuff on skis, and now I just like to ski like a grandpa and having
Right.
fun. So
Yes.
this is what I get to do, and I get little, well, not at night, obviously, but during the day, I get a lot of vitamin D on my face, and that's good.
Absolutely, yes.
Hmm.
Sunshine is good.
Yeah. So
Mm.
congratulations on your new country.
Thank you.
What is
Right.
going on?
I'm really, not sure. It's just kind of escalated quickly, but it's like colonialism all over again. And,
Hmm.
it started with the little ships on the coast and they're smuggling drugs. Well, Oh, I think most of our drugs come across our southern border, not through
Right.
the Caribbean. But anyway, that's what they say. And
Hmm.
now drugs are coming through the country from Colombia and they're allowing it. So we just took it over, I guess. That's just the new thing to do.
I thought we were done with this. I thought MAGA was done with nation building and taking over other and and getting involved in
Uh,
other.
Countries and the movement, I think, was based on America first.
Hmm.
So let's focus on we're not doing such a great job with our country. Like, why do we want to step in and get into
Hmm.
business with South America? Like, just be
Hmm.
a good neighbor. Like, we need to really
Hmm.
work on this virtue here,
And
this
we're
neighborhood
recording this
virtues.
on Monday afternoon, and the last that I saw, there were 80 people who died as a result of
Ah,
this weekend's. At first, the first
and
number I'd seen was 40 that I saw on Saturday or Sunday, I forget exactly. And then today, earlier today, I saw now it's up to 80. It could be more by the time people watch this, I don't know,
oh,
but that's more than zero,
it
and that's a
absolutely more
problem
than
right there.
zero.
Hmm.
When you go in and do that. What's
Hmm.
interesting, I didn't hear the numbers this morning, but they were talking about so many of the people who died were Cuban citizens
Oh.
because this man was guarded by Cuban citizens instead of Venezuelan citizens, which struck me as odd. It's kind of like the Pope and being
And the
guarded by
Swiss
the Swiss
guard.
guard,
That's right.
right? Like, but what's going on in Venezuela? I don't know. I've never been, but
Yeah.
that struck me as I was like, that's an interesting factoid that they're throwing out there. Are we trying
Hmm.
to lump them in bed together so then we can go get us an island next? Like, I
Like
don't know.
Greenland? Hmm.
Right? It
Hmm.
seems like Canada is off the hook for now, though. We're, you
I
know,
don't think that, you know what? I'll tell you honestly, people
I
up
think
here are
y'all have
like,
trickled down, right?
we're not liking this one bit.
No,
No, this is going in the wrong direction.
we are in the complete and opposite direction of what we need to be going. And what's
Hmm.
scary as we say this word, I feel like every week is we're setting a precedent.
Hmm.
They say this has happened before, but if you had a
Not like
nation
that.
like, no, like, but you have a Canada or a Russia or a China or any modern nation with the means and the warfare arsenal just to go in and snatch somebody up.
Hmm.
Y'all come
Hmm.
here and help us out, like we're but that's what it's like. Okay, if we can, capture the flag, then it's just ours. And
Right. And
that's
this is in no way to try and take the blame away from Majuro, who's not, like, as far as I can
right.
like, dicey
He's
character, to put it at
right,
the most general. Like,
right. He's
clearly this is,
he's he's
it's
not Martha Stewart. Yeah.
right, but and and clearly, I mean, there are and I'm not a specialist in Venezuela, but there's credible evidence that the last election was not okay, and that, yeah, it was either rigged or stolen. I don't know,
Uh,
but like, clearly
uh,
this is not. And if you look at the reaction of the Venezuela, the diaspora, like people, especially in Canada, we've seen, they're happy. because they don't like him because he's been a brutal dictator and fair.
Right.
Okay. I remember, I'm old enough to remember Saddam Hussein.
Us.
Also was brutal dictator, possibly
Mhm.
different of different kinds than Maduro. I again, not a specialist, but like there were bad people. I get it.
Right.
I get that this was not the right leader for Venezuela, but I don't think that Donald Trump coming in to snatch him is the answer because you see the problem with might makes right is that one day somebody else is stronger
Right.
and then
Then you get
they
a
get to make the rules and then that's getting the world into a wrong direction and we're trying that's the whole point of the
that's not what
rules
right.
based international order is at least George W. Bush when he went after Saddam Hussein made a case for it. Now his case was
Right. And
false on false data and blah blah blah, but at least he tried.
but
He put up the
we he went through the channels
there you
to
go.
give that appearance that we're
Hmm.
being democratic about it instead of tyrannical
Right.
about it. And yeah, so that's kind of crazy. The last before we hopped on the call, um, I saw where he told NBC that he is the head. The buck stops with him now with running
Hmm.
Venezuela. Yes,
Oh.
so
Hmm.
yes,
Interesting.
so maybe
And there
their
were
insurance will go up too.
so in every since January 1st,
Yes,
premiums for people's insurance for
right.
access to healthcare in America, as you know, you have to pay for access to healthcare, basic healthcare, including primary health. You have to have insurance.
Right.
Most people have to have insurance unless you want to pay up front. And so this insurance now is costing everybody or most people a lot
Yes,
more
at least
than it
right,
did.
at least
Hmm.
double,
Hmm.
in some cases up to triple. It's
And how are the tomatoes? The price of tomatoes is this less? Because I thought this was part of the promise of electing Donald Trump is that you'd pay less at the grocery store.
right.
That's not
No,
happening, right? Mm-hmm.
nothing's less at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
It's like thoughts, prayers, and ibuprofen. That's the policy that we're adopting in Alabama because it was what 130,000 people have dropped insurance already, and we're just at what the
Because
I
they
don't
can't
even know the
afford it,
date, but
right?
right.
So people will not have health insurance because they can't afford it. So
And
that if they need health care, they'll have to pay out of pocket, like up, like you do when you go get a haircut. Like they'll have
yes,
to pay, except a lot more than a haircut. And so that will result in what? A healthier
outstanding.
population or not?
Right, not at
Hmm.
all. It's gonna curb our surplus population because you can't afford to go to the emergency room and
Right.
get that bill. They'll see you, but then you're gonna have these monstrous legal bills that follow you everywhere you go.
And people can get bankrupt because somebody in their family has cancer.
Right, or not. It's just diabetic with insulin. I
Hmm.
mean, if you don't have your insurance, that's an expensive drug to be so inexpensively made.
Hmm. There were
It's
protests against the Venezuela thing that just erupted spontaneously because
yes.
nobody knew this was coming. Clearly, it's a military operation,
Right,
so that was a surprise.
surprise.
And then right away on Saturday there was some protests, including in Huntsville, or was that on Sunday in
Yes,
Huntsville? I saw some. Hmm.
yes. I saw him making noise and rattling cans, and and if anything, to agree with the MAGA movement is America first. I think that's where we need to be
Hmm.
focused and on Americans' health care and what's going on inside our borders that we can control, not trying to
Hmm.
take over another country, for what looks like oil again.
Well, he said that. That was
Right. Yeah.
clearly, yeah,
So
he did say
that's
we need the oil.
right.
Okay.
And that's all they're talking about on the news here is how cheap gas will be, but no
It's
mention
already cheap.
of
I'm sorry, it's already cheap.
right.
It's
It's
three
already cheap.
dollars and
Right.
20 a gallon or whatever it is, right? Like
Right. I
it's
mean,
not
it's not
expensive.
$7 a gallon. It's not like it was in 1999 and 99 cents a gallon, but
Okay.
like we have adjusted with inflation and the cost of
Mm-hmm.
living and all the
Mm-hmm.
things, but no groceries are getting cheaper, but we're focused on gas getting cheaper. So
Well,
there's
that's good. That way
that.
you'll be able to
Right.
drive around in circles and that will
Right.
help.
Right.
Right. Gas
What a
is cheaper
time to
than
be
tomatoes
alive.
at this
Yes,
point. Yeah.
that's
Or
right.
pimento cheese. Whenever
Ah,
I go, and I know you're not supposed to eat too much pimento cheese because that's like not
but
really good for you. But when I'm in the South, I
but
always
it's
get some.
delicious.
It's like it's
Yes,
now $8 for this little bucket thing, and it used to be
yes.
$3. I mean, that's just
Right.
one. I mean, I love going to grocery stores when I travel because I love to see first of all
Uh-huh.
what's on the shelves, and then I check out the prices and I do the math in my head, American dollars, Canadian dollars, and so on, and it's comparable to what it is here. That is grocery prices have increased across the board and
Everywhere,
significantly, just about at everything you want to buy. um, in the last 2 years it's been a significant double digit
steady.
increase,
Right,
yes, steady, like
just
way
on the
up.
climb.
Not so with the price of gas, and yeah, I don't know what else has gone down or remained stable,
Right.
but not very much. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see where that goes. I will be
Yeah.
following those midterms very closely.
Very closely.
Mm-hmm.
That's you're already hearing all the rumblings about them and what's coming up, and especially Marjorie Taylor Greene threw it right into the limelight with her not running in the
Right.
midterms,
Mm-hmm. Did
because of her splintering from the MAGA party, and it's always scary when the yelling is coming from someone in a
right.
red hat. That's the
Mm-hmm.
scary part.
Well, they always say that you want people to be inside the tent peeing out, not outside the tent peeing
At
in.
being in, yes,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
so, and
fact.
I
Yes,
think
good
now
point.
she's outside the tent very much. So she was in the New York Times big old article about her and how she's now. And and again, there's like a million things that she probably still stands for instance, on gay rights and trans rights that I absolutely cannot abhor.
Don't agree.
But
Yeah.
on this, what she and in this article, and I'll put a link, a gift article to that, so people can access it even if they don't have a subscription to the New York Times. Um, where she talked about how on certain things she is trying to be a better Christian and pulling away from MAGA in order to become, as she put it, more like Christ. And I'm thinking, okay, so I still have a lot of problems with a lot of the things she stands for or used to stand for, and I'm still not sure whether she's changed on those again.
Right. Which side of the
On
fence she's
trans
on?
rights, for instance, or the Jewish space lasers. Um, but I'll take whatever improvement I can get, I guess.
Right.
And for
Beggars can't be choosers,
Christian,
but
I guess for Christian nationalist MAGA types, for them to want to be a little bit more like Jesus, that is an improvement. Because if there's one thing, and I was
uh,
raised Catholic, okay, I'm not religious now, but I was raised that way, and I know enough of my Bible to know that a lot of
right,
the
right,
MAGA Republican stuff ain't Christian.
right. It's nowhere in there,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. We've
Mm-hmm.
I think that came out when he introduced his new Bible. We added some verses in there, the nice leather bound one that he did.
For
So
$69. Yeah.
that's right on QVC. You get it here first, y'all. But I think they added a little bit in. But yeah, it's she's going in the right direction, and I think in the teachings of Christ, like she's speaking up
Mm-hmm.
for some things. But if you can't do anything else but step down and step away from it, so someone else can come in and fill those shoes and hopefully make a
Better and not
difference.
worse. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Hmm.
it'll be an interesting midterm because it's getting heated down here.
Including in Alabama, which was one of the first states to declare for Trump. So y'all are Trump
Right.
country. And
It is
and that's what
true.
I keep telling everyone, is even in places where they voted for this, people are starting to say, wait a second.
Wait, right. Wait, we have no insurance now.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
can't afford. So, do you get prescriptions or do you get groceries?
Right.
When you can't get both, what do you do? And you know, I don't understand these people being behind somebody with three or four jets, and you live in a trailer on the mountain. Like
Hmm.
there's no equality there. There's nothing being done to help anybody, regardless of their living situation. But it seems to be, the very rural, poor, uneducated that beat this drum louder than anybody, and it's just mind-boggling to me. But
Hmm. Yeah, no, that was always, and women who voted for Donald Trump, I never understood that.
I will never,
Yeah.
ever, ever. I
Hmm.
guess they like to be grabbed up by the pussy, like that's just what they want.
Yeah,
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 like I don't get it at all. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's oil and water. It doesn't make sense at all, but there's a
And
lot
one
of them
piece,
out there.
one article I wrote earlier a couple of days ago, just before the Venezuela thing blew up, was about the, because we have
No
similar
pun
problems here,
intended.
but like the Democrats, what story are they telling? Right? So
Right,
you're headed into the midterms, and yeah, Alabama's not much for the Democrats, not since the 60s anyway, right? So y'all are a Republican state, but even in places like this, like what is the story that Democrats, like Congress right now is just about dead. Like it's supposed to be Congress that declares war on other countries, not the president, right?
right,
And they've
right.
just been sitting there with a few
Like,
exceptions.
oh
Like Bernie was
yes,
out there, but like the other guys are like, I don't know what to say about this. It's like they're dead almost, right? But and they're trying to win the next election or win the midterms with what story? What is it that they're
right.
telling the
What are you
American
doing?
people that they would do differently, other than
What are
we're
you
not Donald
standing
Trump?
for?
Hmm.
Right, which is, I mean, that's a step in the right direction, but what have you done to combat these issues?
Hmm. So that's
Like
what I would be
to nip
watching
it,
for. Hmm.
right, to see
Yeah.
who's right.
Affordability, the price, I mean,
Mm,
the price of groceries is a very
What?
simplistic thing, but everybody buys groceries, even if they don't buy them
Everybody has
directly
to eat.
themselves and they send some of their staffers to buy their groceries, they still have to eat.
It still is coming out of the same purse,
And
It's
even for people who make a decent living,
it's
it's
expensive.
starting to bite. You notice it. So you go
Right.
out
You
less
you-
or you cut somewhere else in order to continue being able
right.
to afford both your insulin and your pancake syrup or whatever it is.
Right.
These two don't go together, do they? Insulin and
But
pancake.
no, but
You can tell
yes.
I don't do this enough. Um, but right? And if you have activities for the kids and if you have all kinds of things, like there's a lot of
Right.
things that you have to spend money on. And at some point
And
it's starting to add up, even when you
and
make a good income.
and even if you try to eat the least bit healthy,
Hmm.
fresh food,
Hmm.
vegetables, it's
Hmm.
ridiculous. I ran to the store and got some salads. I mean, they were pre-made there in the deli, but it's cheaper for me to do that than buy all the things.
Right.
Um, and a couple of things, and it was $110 out the door, and I just had like two
Three
little
bags, yeah.
bags,
Two
and
little bags, yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
it was, yeah, it's
Hmm.
crazy,
So
but you
people
start
notice
to,
them.
yes, you get less and less, but this is where we are right now. So
Mm.
we've got a little time before the midterms, and then we'll hopefully see something shaking loose.
Hmm. There are people up here who are starting to think that you may not come back from this. I refuse to believe
Uh,
that, but yeah,
It's it's a
y'all are
bit of a
deep.
mess,
Yeah.
and it seems like we get a little deeper every day.
Do you have any
Like
good news from
just
Alabama to just to cheer us up to end this on?
yes. So I'm going back to New Orleans.
You are.
That's always good,
That's
right?
good.
We're getting out of
Okay.
Alabama, so that's always exciting. And the meal is in full swing, and I've got coming up in August is when I'll be exhibiting the big show in the North Gallery, the biggest
Ooh,
gallery there at the mill.
yes.
So we are plotting and planning towards that. So it doesn't sneak up on us, and by
Mm-hmm.
the time it rolls around we can just install and be nice, neat, and done, and no like panicking at the end trying to get things done. So
You'll have to
we
give
just
me
try to
dates
focus
because
on,
I'll have
right, we have to
I'll have to
focus on the
brave
happy
the
things.
heat.
Yes,
Yeah, and go down in
right.
Alabama in August to see it.
In
Yes.
August, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This little flower wilts very easily in
That's
The
yes,
August heat of
yes.
Alabama. See, this is where you can tell my French accent comes out, and I put the H in the wrong spot. There you go.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's okay. We love you anyway.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right, then we're gonna keep watching all
Well,
these developments and hope that we have
yes.
something nicer and more
Better,
pleasant.
right.
And
Exciting in a good way,
yeah.
maybe next week.
Hmm.
So
One of my good
until
friends is
then,
stranded down there because he's
oh,
not in Venezuela, but in the Caribbean, and was supposed to leave on
yes.
Saturday, and that didn't work. No fly zone
No.
everywhere.
And,
So yeah, I mean there are worse places to be stranded, I guess, than the Caribbeans, but yeah, that's still
but
not Plan A, right? So there's thousands of
eh,
people
that are stuck.
stranded there. So that's also unpleasant for some of them.
Right. I,
Mm.
I might rather be stuck on an island than stuck in Alabama this week, but
Still, when that's not your plan A,
Yeah,
that's not your plan A, right? So
right.
anyway,
That's right. You got to get home. All
all right.
right. Well,
So
until
we'll
next week.
talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, girl. Bye bye.